Hey everybody, welcome to Your Beautiful Table. Your Beautiful Table is a YouTube channel and a blog all about how to make your table beautiful. We do tabletop decor, candle reviews, china, glassware, silverware, those kinds of things, flower decor, all sorts of stuff. So join us if you haven't. And if you're coming on over from my old YouTube channel and this is your first time here, click the subscribe button. We'd love for you to join. I've got lots of fun content ahead. And so you can see I've got some candles out. I'm gonna do some candle reviews here in a little bit. So, but this is going to be the first video on this channel, and it's really going to be about what I have learned over the past 10 months or so, starting a YouTube channel and starting a blog in sort of the new generation of Google. So I'll share with you all that in about 2004, I moved from the United States to Israel, and I lived in Israel for about 4 years. And during that time, I started like emailing my friends and family back in the United States, and then blogging came along. So at first it was like Blogspot and Blogger, and it was a lot of fun just to do a blog post and my family could read it and I could add pictures and things that I couldn't really do with email at the time. You know, it was even before iPhones, so especially in Israel. So it was a great way for me to stay in touch with my friends, and I met a community there of bloggers in Israel, and I kept blogging and then did some different blog work when I was working in Israel. It was a lot of fun, a great way to meet folks. So fast forward a little bit, I moved back to the United States. I stay into blogging, and I started a neighborhood page for my neighborhood, and I do some nonprofit work, just, you know, volunteer on the side, kind of side gig. Well, let's see, maybe about this time last year, I started following Project 24, and there are a couple of guys that have started sort of helping people do just sort of side businesses as bloggers, and sort of how to generate just additional revenue. You know, it's not really, for me, it wasn't like a venture into a full-time gig, but it was something to do as a hobby that I might choose to do. And so I started to do reviews on candles, and I called my blog Peppermint and so the name of that, and I'll put it, I'll go ahead and say it. So first of all, like, YouTube will be able to scan my words and they'll hear what I'm talking about, and I'm worried that those keywords in their search analytics, those robots will pick up those words and will drive, and that's been the whole point. So my old blog name was Peppermint and Tobacco, or my old blog and my old YouTube channel name was Peppermint and Tobacco. I called it that because my grandfather chewed tobacco, and he always had peppermint gum or peppermint, and those are two fragrances that I associated with him, and they're really early sort of scents that I associate with warm and nostalgic feelings. And I wanted to start a blog about candle reviews with some personal nostalgia. The problem with that is that the peppermint part is okay, the other part is not okay. So here's the thing. I didn't know that going in, and picked a really bad name for my URL or the blog web address, and for the name of my channel, because one of the things about is that it's an adult product, and you want both your blog or your website and your YouTube channel to be accessible to the widest audience possible. And so it would be like other sort of sin items, sort of alcohol, a variety of other things that you can think of that would not be attractive to a wholesome, broad range of audience. So you want, when you're picking a YouTube URL, well, let's see, a blog URL or a website URL or a YouTube channel name, you want your channel to be like as universal as it can be, and it can even be a made-up name. I think a made-up name that doesn't have any context, I mean, when you think about Uber or Lyft or a variety of other things, those names don't have really any context at all. They created a brand around a unique name. Lyft sort of, get a lift or pick up a, use that sort of, but not with the Y. So sometimes even a made-up name might be better than one with some negative context. And so here's what I discovered. So the blog did fine, the YouTube channel did fine. I just feel like when it's time to monetize, I will continue to have Big Brother of both YouTube and Google sort of search engines pushing down my content because it's got the word in it. And hopefully you can read my lips, but it's got tobacco in it. And so because it has that word in there, I'm afraid they'll suppress my channel and they'll suppress my content on my website, even if I'm writing really compelling content. So before I got too deep, I did a great job, and I worked on writing my content, I'm developing great content, I worked on editing videos and creating great videos, I worked on my camera presence. I learned a lot during that time. But before I continued to invest in that channel, I decided to just pull the plug, because I think in the long run, that one word will continue to sink what I'm doing. And so I wanted to have as much tailwinds and advantage as I could, and so I made the decision to cut my name, to stop investing in that blog. I might use some of that content as ideas going forward, but also, Google, if you have existing content on the web and then you really match up that content very closely, Google will think that you're copyright infringement, and you don't want to do that either. So I will rewrite some of the posts. Maybe I might just write fresh content going forward, but that's what I learned, friends. So be really careful with your blog name. You want to make sure that it doesn't have any association with any sort of sin kinds of things, sort of drinking, smoking, anything that wouldn't be on the up and up, that anybody from cradle to grave would be able to watch on the internet, and that you want to be sure that it is completely family friendly, which it was. I just picked a really crappy name. So learn from me, pick a great name, and be thoughtful about it, and think about, okay, if I wanted to monetize this, if I wanted to turn it into a money-making proposition, is there anything that's going to be holding me back? So my name was holding me back, so I cut the name. We're going to start something new, and your beautiful table hopefully will be really successful. So you can help make it successful by signing up for and subscribing to this channel. Right now the website is way under construction, and so it's yourbeautifultable.com. Feel free to check it out. I'm really glad that you're here. Hopefully you'll get a lot out of our content. We're going to do lots of fun things, especially as we move into the holidays. So be smart about the URL that you pick. Think about a great blog name. You want to vet it with a couple of friends. Go over and check out those guys at Project 24. They've been really helpful as I've been growing my channel, and hopefully you'll join us along for the adventure at Your Beautiful Table.